Today, the Department of Justice announces the takedown of the dark web market Alpha Bay.
ตัวอาชญากรคนนี้เป็นผู้ต้องหาที่มีความชำนาญด้านเทคโนโลยีอันดับหนึ่งถือว่าเป็นเบอร์หนึ่งของด้านไซเบอร์ครามเลยครับ
เขามีบ้าน2 หลังติดกันเป็นทาวน์เฮาส์ตรงคำ2 หลังและกำลังซื้ออีกหลังหนึ่งรถทุกอย่างเขาจะใช้แบบเป็นซูเปอร์คาร์หมดทุกคันแต่ทำงานจริงๆจังเราไม่เห็น
The website was grossing close to $500 million per year, so we're talking about, $300 to $500 million a year.
My name's Paul Craig. I'm the Chief Hacking Officer at Vantage Point Security. So imagine that you have a lot of something that is illegal and you want to sell it. You can't go onto Carousel and place a listing for your product that you want to sell. So the dark web's really filled that need. It's become a marketplace for where people can sell things that are illegal. So here we can get a diploma from almost any school for 0.1 of a Bitcoin, so $1,000, $1,100. Here we go, we can buy a UK passport with the name of your choice for 1,000 British pounds. Driver's license, ID cards, big sale. So do you want a driver's license from Norway or Denmark? A Lithuanian ID card. So what we're looking for, 1 gram of Colombian cocaine, 75% pure, uncut, $40 US. Right here on the front page. But we see that they've got some quite dangerous things available for sale here, because we've got weapons available. AK-47s, $500. This marketplace actually looks quite well designed. It's quite new looking. It actually looks quite legitimate, but this is all illegal.
So think of it as eBay without the auctions or Amazon Marketplace. It's exactly the same thing in spirit. The only difference is that because the site is anonymous, people are not shy about trading illicit goods.
Alpha Bay very much looked like a really simple cut-down e-commerce site. Very, very simple. Just had categories and lists of products and prices. You would click on the link of the product and you could see a photo and a brief little description. Top-rated, great reviews, very strong, lab-tested, and a lot of people had comments about how they secretly ship their items. So it would be shipped in a CD case, or this will be hidden in a vase or something. The majority of listings on Alpha Bay were narcotic or drug related. There were like hundreds of pages of listings for different categories. You would see a lot of pictures of narcotics, guns, and things that are generally illegal.
Marketplaces like Alphabay are interesting in the sense that they bring the local drug dealer to the global scale. So if you think about it, the total drug market is huge. You're talking trillions of dollars. But your local drug dealer is not grossing a lot of money. The revenues are fairly small because you have to have this face-to-face interaction. There's also tons of risk associated with selling drugs on the street. And so those operations tend to be pretty small. But by moving them online, they take the Amazon model of electronic commerce and use it for illicit goods. So of course, it gives people a much larger pool of potential customers and a much larger outlet. You do not just deal with your 10 or 15 regular customers, you deal potentially with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of potential customers worldwide.
These websites don't have much content other than, here are my illegal goods for sale.
Technology will not only allow legitimate business to thrive, but will also allow criminals to use that technology in order to just have a better return on investment. It definitely is a bigger threat to the overall communities, and therefore it was a priority for the police to shut it down.
Good morning. Today, some of the most prolific drug suppliers use what's called the dark web, which is a collection of hidden websites that you can only access if you mask your identity and your location.
During the Alphabay investigation, one thing that became pretty clear was that the person who was in charge of the marketplace was somebody with the handle Alpha02. What was interesting with Alexander Casas is that he started his online career as essentially somebody who was selling illicitly obtained online credentials. He was perhaps coming from this hacker mentality, and he built his marketplace based on that. This is somebody who was, technologically inclined. He liked to run websites, he liked to run an e-commerce platform, and he had a business, and his business was successful. And it's quite human nature. You have a business that is successful, that is something that you like to do, you perhaps turn very quickly a blind eye on what's going on in your business, or you don't really realize what you're doing. Some of them start the marketplaces due to, I would say, ideological reasons. They believe that government should not tell people what they can or cannot put in their bodies, and they want to provide an online platform to do that. But then, when the marketplace starts to work quite well, they realize that the money is rolling in. They basically just get a thrill of operating those markets, and that's essentially what leads them to their downfall.
ตอนเริ่มเลยสำหรับเมื่อได้ยินคำว่า Alphabet เนี่ยเราคิดว่าเป็นการปิดเว็บไซต์ผมนี่ไม่ได้คิดว่าไม่ได้เป็นการยากอะไรเลยแต่เพื่อนอเมริกันเนี่ยก็พยายามบอกช่วยพดรู้จักแมคโครไหมอะไรอย่างเงี้ยบอกรู้จักแมคโครใหญ่บอกถ้าบอกว่าถ้าแมคโครขายยาเสพติดแล้วถ้าใหญ่กว่าแมคโครสัก50 เท่าเนี่ยใหญ่ไหม
เจ้าหน้าที่ตำรวจที่สืบสวนเนี่ยถึงกับไม่เชื่อสายตาตัวเอง หรือว่าข้อมูลต่างๆที่เราแคปเจอร์ได้เนี่ยไม่น่าจะเป็นเรื่องจริงเลยว่ามันเกิดเรื่องเหล่านี้เกิดขึ้นอยู่ในโลกของเราอย่างเงี้ยครับการที่อาชญากรคนหนึ่งเนี่ยสามารถที่จะบริหารเว็บไซต์นะครับที่มีมูลค่าเป็นหลักหลายพันล้านนะครับมีการกระทำความผิดสูงที่สุดได้เนี่ยเขาจะต้องมีการบริหารจัดการที่ไม่ธรรมดา
พอเราเริ่มศึกษาแล้วคือว่าเว็บนี้มันผู้ที่เข้ามาใช้หรือมาติดต่อเป็นแสนคนถ้าเป็นยาเสพติดเนี่ยก็คือว่าหายากนะครับที่กลุ่มนักค้ายาเสพติดนี้มีกลุ่มนักค้ายาเสพติดถึงกลุ่มละ100,000 คนเนี่ยคือการปราบยาเสพติดเราเนี่ยผมอย่างผมทำเนี่ยผมก็ทำมา30 ปีแล้วแต่ operation อันนี้มันแปลกเพราะมันเกี่ยวกับเทคโนโลยีแต่จากการสืบสวนขยายผลมาเรื่อยรู้ว่า